Welcome to another episode of Casual Cinephilia, where enthusiastic amateurs talk very passionately about movies. I'm Ian.
I'm Lorian, and today we are talking about Song of the Sea.
Which, when you initially suggested it, I was like, okay, I could get down with a kid's movie, something light-hearted and sugar coated. And boy, was that the wrongest assumption I could.
It that way.
You didn't, but my brain took it there, and boy, is that the exact opposite of what that movie is. Holy cow!
I mean, it's not lighthearted, but it is heartwarming.
Towards the end, yes. But there's
and kids
the whole
could easily watch it.
There's a whole second act that just tears at your heartstrings the entire time.
Yes.
Oh
well, it starts out with the mother dying in childbirth.
So it's pretty much every Pixar movie ever, but
sure.
But yeah, that just shows where the movie starts, and gosh, it doesn't get any lighter, like through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's an Irish animated film that deals with a lot of Irish Celtic mythology.
Yeah, which was really cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
It was written and directed by Tom Moore. I don't know what else he's done, but he wrote
Secret
and directed Secret of the Kells. Yeah,
the studio's other project.
So it looks like he primarily does animated stuff. So he did Secret of the Kells, Song of the Sea, Khalil Gibran's The Prophet, and The Breadwinner. He was a producer on The Breadwinner, which The Breadwinner is I should have known. If I would have looked at this before watching the movie, I would have known that this was going to be much deeper than just a distraction for children.
Yes. It's also really pretty. It's a hand-drawn animation that it's literally one of those every frame a painting kind of movies. You could pause it on anything and it's going to be a well-composed, perfect painting.
No, truly though. There's one point where the kids escaped from their granny and they're trying to make their way home. And there's a scene where they're walking down a gentle slope, and inside the slope there's like a cutout, and you can see a mama badger and her baby badgers asleep in it. And it's like, that's something that like is straight from a children's book. Like, it is so beautiful, and the colors were just so bright and diverse, and just, you're right, like every frame was a painting. Like, it was so beautiful to watch, and I think that's why it had more of an emotional impact for me, I think, was because that everything that they showed you, one, either had a purpose, or two, was just awe-strikingly beautiful.
Right.
Like, even the locations that were quote-unquote the ugly parts, like when they're in the city.
Right.
Like, the symmetry of it and just the stylistic choices made in it were just gorgeous to watch, gorgeous to look at.
Yes. And the music.
Yeah.
It's really pretty well.
Yeah. I'm looking at the cast, and I knew I recognized the dad's voice. It's Brendan Gleeson. So, I mean, just, there's a great cast in this. The kid actors who do the voices are phenomenal, adorable, and just well spoken, along with just the script being so solid for them to be convincing as kids, but also have that emotional journey.
Right.
So, I'll admit it, I cried.
Good.
I cried at the end. The scene where Saoirse is becoming a Keltie. Selkie. There we go. Thank you. becoming a Selkie with her mom, and that whole interaction of like her convincing her mom that she wants to stay and stuff like that, and it just and all the spirits, and that was something that caught me off guard too. Was like through the whole thing, you're expecting them to free the Fae,
Right.
from their rocky tomb, and that there's be a happy ending. And in reality, she couldn't save them. She released their souls to go to the afterlife. And it was like,
Right.
and so they died. Like, all of them died. And it was like, oh my God. So good, though.
It's one of those movies that you gotta see.
Yeah, definitely. And it's on Netflix, so
Yes.
it's really easy to watch right now.
I tried looking a bunch of stuff up last night because I'd watched it really recently, so I figured I'd just watch a bunch of like behind the scenes interviews with etc. There's nothing out there.
Really?
There's nothing. You search Song of the Sea on YouTube and you get like not even like third and fourth tier review channels, like the kind with 1,000 or less subscribers are the only ones who have talked about it, which,
So, us.
makes sense. We're right in there.
Yeah.
But like nobody with actual access to the people who are making these have talked about this movie, so there's no information out there.
Really? That's such a shame, because this is such a good movie.
Yeah.
Man.
I know, I agree fully. The first one got the Secret of the Kells, their first movie at the studio, got Oscar attention. So there's a little more out there on that, but this one, it's just like there's nothing.
Huh. And it's such a big team, too. It makes me sad because they deserve so much more. What's the word?
Acclaim.
Acclaim and recognition for this. I mean, it's such a beautifully designed movie, and it's like, it's not even a movie. Like, it's art. Like this is moving art. The dialogue, the music, the imagery of it. Like it's hard to even classify it as a movie. Like it's film. It's a film.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's so overlooked is, it's so sad, because it deserves so much, such more. Wow, my words are not working right now. It deserves so much more recognition.
Yeah.
Than to be reviewed by third-rate podcast movie people,
Right.
Man.
There's not even a lot of like trivia on IMDb. I mean, there's a lot of like this word means this kind of stuff, but that's not the meat of what you want to discuss.
No, it's really not.
It's just this quiet little art film that sort of quietly exists. It needs more attention. Watch it, and then you put out a podcast, everyone out there, or a YouTube video about it, and we can start building up a catalog of information on this movie. Then maybe somebody worth our time will review it.
Oh, man. I'm going through the trivia on IMDb, and they're all just like, this means that, and this means that, and one of them is like, the car Granny drives is a Citroen 2CV. It's like, thanks.
I saw that too. No. Wow, helpful.
Good to know. Oh, man.
The character design is really cool. I feel like that does fit into the vein of what we've been saying about the rest of it.
Yeah, the character design is great.
Especially, what's his name? The man with all the hairs?
Oh, yeah. The Great Senekai?
Yes. I'm so garbage at Gaelic pronunciation that these names are hard for my brain to even remember, even though I've seen this movie a million times.
Well, like, the only reason I know how to say Saoirse is because, one...
Because of Saoirse Ronan?
Yeah, because Saoirse Ronan, and two, because they say it a million times in this.
Yeah, they do.
But if you were to put that word in front of me, without knowing
Swaros.
that. Swaros? Saoirse? Yeah,
Yep.
Saoirse. Oh, man. But yeah, the Great Senekai. He was a fun character.
Yes. Probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I like the crazy people.
And I really liked Maka.
Yeah, me too.
Sure, her character design where she was half stone. And, like, I loved that because it makes you question, the character designs make you question the legitimacy of the story because, the giant in the ocean is the father, and Maka is the granny. And I think even, like, the Great Senekai, like, looking at the IMDb, it's voiced by the same guy who does the ferry driver, Ferry Dan. And so it's like, they have similar character designs between the two. And so, the grandma who needs her heart medication because she worries too much about her son and her grandchildren. And then you meet Maka and she has to inhale other people's calming emotions so that she doesn't panic. And, it's she
has to bottle up all of her emotions.
Well, she bottles up all of hers, but then, like, she opens up, like, the calm emotions of other people's that she's taken to calm herself down. And it's the correlations between the characters are so interesting. It's like a kid trying to decipher the adult world around them in a fantasy way. And it was just such a great way to depict it, and I love it. It's such a great way to do it. And speaking of the Great Senekai, I'm pretty sure I'm not putting enough phlegm into that. I think it's Senekai,
Sure.
But that's the picture I'm using for my reference in the video, or the editing for the podcast, is him hanging upside down from his beard. It's so good. This is one of those movies where I probably never would have watched it, let alone known it existed, if you wouldn't have recommended it. And that's a shame. That truly is a shame. Because if you even look on Netflix at it, it doesn't look anything special.
It's not described super well in its blurb.
Yeah, it looks like a kid's thing, and its description is the last of a magical race of seals that become human on dry land. Saoirse and her brother must return to the sea in this animated adventure. And the picture they use looks like those straight to Netflix kid distractor.
Which picture do you get? Because Netflix does tailor its thumbnails to what you've been clicking on most.
So mine has Saoirse holding the shell and Ben looking scared in front of her.
Mine has Ben and Koo. Ben's like reading out of his little book at Koo.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, the Netflix algorithm will tailor its thumbnails to what you click more. So like close up on a face or like a full landscape shot. They have like several different things in between. Apparently, the least psychopath option is if you have a bunch of faces on your Netflix. I'm a little offended because I have a lot of further out images.
Yay, I've got a lot of faces.
Good for you.
When you mouse over it, does it... What's the snippet?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, then never mind.
Really mouse over it. The like text snippet I have?
No,
like the description?
It changes the screen cap.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. When I mouse over it, it's the birthday scene for Saoirse. Yeah. But, I mean, everything about it looks like the straight-to-Netflix, made-on-a-dime kids cartoon that is just meant solely to distract, 2-year-olds.
Sure. I don't know. I think I found it when it was on Amazon years ago. Because it came out in 2014. Maybe Amazon did a better job. describing it. I don't know how I stumbled across it.
Yeah. So the moment that I knew this wasn't just a kid's like movie, it was actually further in than I'd like to admit. But it was when they got to the city after the grandma took them. And you see the phase hidey hole in the roundabout, and it just says "feck off" on the door, which is great. I was like, "Oh, okay, no humans, feck off." So good. Those three were adorable too. Trying to sing the song. Yeah, when they're leaving, there's half frozen in stone. It's like, can I sing again? It's like, yes, you can. This was a good movie, and I can't recommend it anymore because it is so beautiful. Like, you have to see this if you haven't seen it. Like, if you need an artistic not upheaval. God, words are hard today.
If you need an emotionally resonant story.
Yes. That is set to beautiful music and awe-striking visuals. This is the movie for you. And it's not too long. It's only about 90 minutes. And we were talking earlier. It has very unique pacing in it.
It does.
It's very, very Miyazaki. Like, where it feels meandering.
Yeah.
But
it takes time to let you live in its world.
Yeah. Like, it's like a stew, you know? Like, it feels like it's taking forever, but then everything starts to soak in with the flavor of the world and the sounds and the visuals, and by the end, you're just fully encompassed in this world, and you're just completely engaged in the story because you're not just watching it, you feel like you're a part of it because it's just fully encompassed you.
Right.
Yeah. And very few movies have ever been able to do that for me. Miyazaki, Princess Mononoke is one of those movies that's done that to me, where it starts off with, oh my gosh, this movie is moving so slow. And then by the end, you're just like, oh my God, like I don't want this to end because I feel like I'm a part of this world, you know?
Right.
Yeah. This is a good movie.
It is.
Go watch it. Get views up on Netflix for it. Get it on the front page of Netflix. If that's even a thing. I don't know.
I have no idea.
There's moments where I understand websites' algorithms, and then
there's Netflix.
And then there's Netflix, where it's like, I have no freaking clue how their algorithm works.
No.
Like,
no.
I kind of want to I'm going to pull up Netflix one more time and just the insanity of the recommended for me. Where'd my recommended list go?
Mine just gives me categories of recommended now. It has dark fantasy TV shows. Imaginative fantasy TV. Apparently I'm into escapism lately.
Yeah.
Because you watched Merlin is a category on there. Cynical TV dramas. So that might just be one of the more generic. Watch Together for Older Kids is on my show.
Nice.
To be clear, I do not have children. I just watch a lot of children's TV and movies. Gosh. Yeah, there's not a recommended category for me anymore.
Yeah, I thought I had one, but I guess not. I have an entire, block of it set to Korean TV shows because I watched one Korean show.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would recommend that show highly. It's called Kingdom. It's a medieval Korean take on the zombie apocalypse. It's pretty darn good. But yeah, but now I've got like 30 shows that it's recommending to me for Korean like romance and Korean horror. It's like, I don't know if I want to watch all that.
The cynical TV drama category is apparently on there because I watched a series of unfortunate events, and the things in that category are not appropriate for most of the audience for a series of unfortunate events.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. And stand-up. I have a lot of stand-up specials on Netflix. They're always recommending them to me.
I would say a good 60 or 70% of my things are post-apocalyptic.
Interesting. Mine are all fantasy and comedy. Which really, really does explain what I have been watching since approximately late 2016. Just to throw a random time out there for the start of my escapism.
Yay, escapism. Gosh. Oh, man. So, do we want to talk about what we are watching next?
Oof, yes. I just have to get to the actual title because I can't remember it all without looking at it.
All I know is I am not looking forward to this at all.
Our next movie is... We're kind of banking on being trash, but maybe funny trash. Mm-hmm. It's Will Ferrell's newest Netflix movie. Let's see here. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga.
You know, not looking forward to it. But
well, it is over 2 hours long.
Oh,
so.
God. It better not be garbage. Because if I waste 2 hours on garbage... No, that's not what this podcast is about. Let's hope this movie is good. I hope it's great.
I mean, it'll at least have a few funny jokes in it.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
He's always got at least one or two in 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hopefully, I'm trying to think of the last Will Ferrell movie other than, like, Elf that I watched. And I think it was, I rewatched Blades of Glory. And that is a movie that, one, has not stood up the test of time.
No.
And two, I remember not liking it the first time I watched it, and I confirmed that memory.
Well, it wasn't really... I don't know that you could even say it didn't stand up through the test of time, because it was already a little on edge of being outdated when it came out.
That's true.
But in general, I like Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
This one looks like some of his dumber fare, but
okay.
You know, who knows?
So, quickly back to Song of the Sea. I was just clicking through the voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
And I just clicked on Lucy O'Connell, who does the voice for Saoirse.
Mm-hmm.
And she does a voice for a TV series that probably has the best name ever. It's an animated show on TV, and it's called Space Chickens in Space.
Oh, man. That's pretty good.
And the latest episode, I guess the most recent episode, came out back in 2018. She hasn't done anything since. But the last episode was called Ominous Foreshadowing.
Oh, that's a pretty good episode title.
If that is not the best... Oh, and by the way, it's also got an onomatopoeia in it. It's OMMMINIOUS. So, ominous foreshadowing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So follow her career. It's clearly amazing.
Oh, clearly. Space chickens in space.
Is it like a children's show, or is it like a winky animated?
I will send you the IMDb link to Space Chickens in Space.
gosh. Discord is so careful about protecting you on the internet. Just have to click 5 different things to let me go to an external link. Wow. 3 chickens have to face unthinkable challenges of technology, school, and sibling relationships on a diplomacy school in outer space. That is incredible.
Right.
So our next episode is on space chickens in space.
It got a nominee for Best Ibero-American Animation Series from the Premio Quirino Film Festival. I don't know what that is. The Quirino Awards?
Nope, I don't know.
I don't know what Best Ibero-American Animation means. But whatever it is, they got nominated for it. Anyways, come back next week when we review Space Chickens in Space.
Spanish or Portuguese are the predominant languages of Ibero-America.
Huh.
So it's
that
region.
South America?
Like, let's see here. Give me a list of countries. I'm too dumb. Wikipedia. I'm going to have to spend a lot more time reading to summarize this than I want to. It's a geographic qualification.
Okay. Geography was not my strong suit.
Or maybe it's a cultural qualification. It's now showing 2 different parts of the world on this second map. It means something, and Wikipedia has a long article on it, if you would like to learn more.
Would you like to learn some more? All right, well, one day we'll learn what Ibero-American means.
Yes.
But today is not that day. All right. So this is probably the time where we should thank our patrons, huh?
Jenny, Jake, Pam, and Graham.
You guys rock. You guys are making this podcast possible. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Yes. And with that, this has been another episode of Casual Cinephilia. We'll see you in the next one. Music from filmmusic.io. Funkorama by Kevin MacLeod. You can find his music at incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons 4.0.